Alrighty, check 1, 2, check 1, 2. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of the AfroMattt Show. This is episode number 168. 168. I know it's late. I was on vacation. I went to Colorado. Colorado is chill. It is a vibe. It is definitely brings its own vibe. I mean, they got the mountains. They've got. I didn't smoke any weed or anything because a Colorado weed would make me bug out completely. Bug out, like melt my brain, bug out. But I mean, I get tweaked off of Delta 8 gummies or whatever the hell in gas stations. I get tweaked on that, so I couldn't even imagine doing Delta. I mean, doing real weed in Colorado. And plus, I was only there for 2 days. I mean, if I smoked a single gram of Colorado weed, I feel like I would not even remember both those days. But it was fun. Did some hiking, real nature stuff. Like I walked a trail. The trails are nice because they're really sandy, and I guess at that altitude, they don't really get much they don't have snakes, which is really nice. Apparently that altitude, snakes don't like it. So I was able to walk. I was like walking the trails barefoot. It was really nice. It was like I kind of felt like a hippie, like I'm grounding myself. I'm becoming one with nature, but I wasn't really on shrooms or weed or anything. I was just like, it was just a nice bliss. It was a blissful existence. I mean, it was super, super chill. The flight was a little bit odd because they loaded us up. So when the flight taking off, they said, yeah, guys, we're gonna have to fuel up a little bit. They changed our route, so we're gonna add about 30 to 45 minutes to this flight. They've changed our route, which I didn't know they could do. But halfway through the flight, he's like, "Hey guys," he comes over the microphone. "Hey guys, I made a few phone calls and I found a shortcut. We are going to be taking about 20 minutes off of this flight, so we'll be arriving in about 40 to 30 minutes. So sit tight, buckle seatbelt on, stow those tray tables up." And it was like, I'm like, bro, how do you find a shortcut in the sky? You're in the sky, you're flying. You found a shortcut? He's like, hey guys, I switched from Google Maps to Waze. Apparently Waze found a 20-minute faster route. So we got there literally 20 minutes early. So, but then when we landed on the tarmac, someone stole which I didn't even know. Guys, if you ever fly Frontier, I swear to God, Frontier might be one of the worst places. I mean, but it was cheap as fuck, which might be why. But it was like $100 for a round trip, which is like, you're flying in a bus, which is what that is. You're taking the battle bus. You're taking the Fortnite bus. You're dropping somewhere. It was a little nerve-wracking because it was like, am I going to die? Is this my last moments on Earth? And all that Boeing shit. I'm like, I don't know if this is a Boeing plane, but this is definitely not up to standard. They had duct tape somewhere. I don't know. It was the Pelican flight from Frontier. If you're ever on that, I just imagine someone has this episode downloading. They look out their window and they see the Pelican on the wing. Like that. They have like a painted Pelican. I guess they all have different code names for the planes. But the Pelican was sketchy as hell. But we landed, and then he gets on the microphone. He's like, sorry, guys. I know we got here 20 minutes early, but someone has just stolen our terminal. Excuse me, I thought, and this is Denver Airport, which is, by the way, shaped like a swastika, and they have tunnels underneath, but that's besides the point. And they have a giant demon Lucifer. They call it the Lucifer horse, which killed its maker. And then they put apparently the maker is inside of the horse or something, but they've got tunnels underground. I guarantee it. But apparently this is a big airport, Denver Airport, pretty big, pretty well known. They don't have their shit together to where an entire plane can steal another plane's parking spot. Like how do you not have this worked out? So we had to wait on the tarmac for like an hour. It was probably like literally an hour and 15 minutes. And then we got late to So everything was late, and then we ended up getting into Denver late. So it was like 10 p.m. The only thing open was like a Wingstop, and we stopped at Wingstop, and every single person that comes into a Wingstop at 10 p.m. is completely blasted out of their mind. It's like every person that came in and just stared at the menu is like just like vaguely blinking at it, and they're like, damn, man, everything on this menu looks just so good, man. I think some dude asked, he's like, man, just what should I order? He asked the the person at the computer, what should I order? But I mean, it was a super cool area. Checked out some art, I love walking around in art. Like I'm literally dressed like a homeless man. I have a baggy shirt that's like 3 sizes too big for me from a band, and I'm wearing like not cargo shorts, but like those like not sweatpants, but like the sweatpants shorts that are like cut off at the bottom or whatever. And I literally look like a homeless man. And I'm walking around a fine art museum with my hands behind my back, like peeking, like reading the name tags and stuff. And people would show up, like the workers would like magically appear where I'm at. They're like, I don't trust this man. I get that a lot. I get discriminated a lot for reasons that are out of my control. I can't control how I look, okay, guys? And I know this is like, the white guys complaining. I literally had someone on my TikTok flame me for being Jewish, and I'm not even Jewish. If you guys look at my TikTok, in my most recent video, I'm talking about the Catholic Church. And I say something about the Catholic Church, and this guy comments, I bet you're Jewish. That's why you hate the Catholic Church. I'm like, first off, not even Jewish, not even a little bit. And he's like, the big nose and curly hair don't lie. Second off, that's completely racist. Third off, he hates me because I look Jewish. I'm not even Jewish. Look, I mean, if he saw some of the stuff I said here, I'm obviously anti-Israel. What they're doing is no bueno. But that's completely besides the point. Go check out my TikTok, guys. It's just literally AfroMattt. It's just this over there. So, that being said, I did get to finish a book because I was on a plane. So I did finish this book. This is Libra by Don DeLillo. It is about Lee Harvey Oswald, the famous assassin of JFK. And it follows, it's fiction, so it's told from the perspective of Lee Harvey Oswald with like made up scenarios, made up dialogue, stuff like that, to craft a narrative around the assassination. And it has some characters who create the plot to kill JFK. So it has kind of the ex-FBI people that were in Bay of Pigs that are kind of got a chip on their shoulder because JFK is pulling out of Cuba, so they're angry because they had a lot of money tied up in Cuba and claiming Cuba. They wanted that oil, stuff like that. So they had a lot of money in the game. There's a couple different, there's a crime syndicate owned by Carmen, I believe, which I think is a real person. And then Jack Ruby comes into it. Jack Ruby famously knows Carmine, which is a member of the gang from Cuba, has ties and is financing a lot of the weapons or whatever. But Jack Ruby, he runs and operates a bunch of strip clubs. Jack Ruby famously kills Lee Harvey Oswald at the end of the book. Guys, spoilers. Everything here shouldn't be spoilers because it's the JFK assassination. But it's I gotta say, it's well written, completely well written. It's Don DeLillo's probably most famous book and probably his best book, besides White. What is the other one? White Noise, I think, is the other one that they say is really good. I haven't read that one yet, but I read the only other book by Don DeLillo I've read is Falling Man, and this is way better than Falling Man. So this is probably like a 10 out of 10 book. The story is well woven. You really actually like Lee Harvey Oswald, and you feel like he's really, he's kind of out of control. Like, not out of control like a maniac, but he's like, he doesn't have control of his own life. Like, there's outside sources pressing him towards something, and you feel that. And it's really interesting. Like, there's just so much about this Lee, like Oswald, that you don't know, that I didn't know about. I didn't know that he joined the Marines out of high school and then went to Russia. He defected out of the Marines and then went to Russia, got a wife. He lived in Russia for 2 years, and then he was allowed back. He completely denounced his American citizenship or whatever, his visa. He got a citizenship in Russia. He lived there for 2 years, and then he was allowed to move back to America. So from the get-go, he's not even 20 years old, and he's already, the government has their eyes on him. And then you ask questions like, now that he's back in America, it's like, now who's going to get their hands on him? And it follows a couple different perspectives of the FBI, this guy named Guy Bannister who wants to get back at JFK, who wants to shoot him but not necessarily kill him. And I mean, the book is really well woven. The whole reason it's called Libra is because it's about Lee's sign for, I guess his astrological sign is Libra, which is the weights, or I guess the scales. And the whole book kind of, is he going to go this way or is he going to go this way? It's the scales of Lee himself as a Libra. It's his moral scales, and it goes all the way up to the very end. Is he Russian? Is he an American asset? Is he a Russian asset? Is he being controlled? Does he have control? Does he want to kill him, or is he being told to kill him? Is he being? And it's like, and at the very end, you find out it's super. It's really interesting. It's well woven. It's like a double helix. It kind of follows, and it has like a lot of coincidences between JFK and Lee Harvey. There's like lots of weird parallels. Lee had a brother named Robert. JFK has a brother named Robert. They both had their daughter at the same exact time, the same exact month. JFK's daughter died. His didn't. But there's just a lot of weird parallels in their life, and it kind of follows this line. There's 2 lines, and then there's like a third line, and there's a part in the book that talks about the lines and the parallels between them all. And it's a really interesting book. It's well written. The dialogue is really nice and chill. I mean, I gotta say, it's a 10 out of 10 book. If you haven't read it, go pick it up. Took me a while because I was like really kind of busy, but I mean, it's a really good book. It reminded me of like an elevated version of anything that like James Patterson or Josh Grisham. It's like elevated version of like some sort of like thriller mystery plot kind of novel. Elevated. It's one of those types of books. But that being said, let's get into the news, because there is a lot of news. This is not the news. This is the news. The news. I'm going to put my glasses on for the news. I'm going to be the newsman. The news. What do we got cooking in the news? Although, I don't know if you guys should start with Libra. I think there's an easier book by Don Delillo that you can start with if you want to get an idea of his writing style. Check out, I believe it's White Noise, which is his other book, which is good. I'm going to read that one soon. I don't know. But I thought this was a huge coincidence. Elmer Boyd, like literally right when I finished this book, Elmer Boyd, the last surviving Dallas investigator of JFK assassination, died this week. The last investigator in Dallas died this week. Boyd was supposed to be in a vehicle several cars behind John Connolly, but his role was changed. He and his partner were assigned to the head table where Kennedy was supposed to be sit during the luncheon. Blah, 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 blah. But, I mean, it's a shame. I mean, man, imagine being the guy who's like... But, so this guy dedicated his entire life to studying the assassination because he was there and witnessed it, and he was on the team of people who were escorting him in the last one. So they finally got him. All the knots are up, are all tied up. I did hear Donald Trump say that he was going to release the JFK files if he's president, which maybe he will, maybe he won't. I mean, it's not really even a question of if he's president, it's when he's president, because he will win. I think that in the polls, it's something crazy. Like, he's at like 54%, and Biden's at like 42%. And then this is like the first time a third party candidate, not JFK, RFK, has like 4% of the vote. It's absolutely crazy. I mean, Trump's gonna win presidency from prison. That should tell you how bad Biden is. It's actually crazy. He's I mean, recently he just froze. He went to a Juneteenth I guess I don't know what it was, a Juneteenth float, like one of those like parades, Juneteenth parade, and he literally was just frozen for like 45 seconds. Things are not well. It's everything is coming full swing back the other way. So I mean, the recently France just completely, the Prime Minister of France dissolved the parliament because he lost in a preliminary like a test election. I don't know what they do over in France. Quite frankly, I don't care. But he lost to like the far right party. So the far right is swinging back. I mean, apparently the thing with Europe is they're tired because they're closer to like Arabia, or I mean, I don't know, what is it, Saudi Arabia? They have a lot of Muslims coming in. Muslims are apparently streaming into European countries, like they're saying Mexican people are coming in from our border. They're saying they have the same problem, but with like Arab nations. So everyone, I guess, if you go to France right now, it looks like you're in Syria, which is what I'm getting. I would never even mention. I would never say that unless that's what the impression that I've been given. But that's what it seems like, and every single European country has voted to build that wall. So they're building walls. I think Sweden recently went from like the whitest country to the most dangerous country in like the span of 10 years. And I think 10 years is like the amount of time that they've had their walls down, just letting everyone in. So I don't really want to even touch that subject because it's a touchy one. But they are in full red mode in Europe, full red. I don't know if they have like a blue-red, but I know that I think Germany has a neo-Nazi party that has a considerable amount of support, which is concerning. But I mean, that's their prerogative. Whatever gets them up. I don't know what Germany's doing. They got some crazy shit. Let's see. This is fun. The segregation game. Virginia parents are alarmed by segregation game played by 4th graders. Let's see what's going on with this. Oh, thank you. I love ads. I love being advertised to every second of every day. I love that. Great.
In Alexandria is embroiled in controversy after students reportedly played a segregation game after learning about segregation in social studies. The school's principal sent a letter home to parents informing them about the incident. Fox 5's Tisha Lewis joins us live from Alexandria.
You know, I'm not gonna lie. I think our school may have done a segregation game. I don't
Tisha?
remember.
Hi there, Shamari, and I spoke off camera to a parent who says that her daughter was one of the victims involved in this so-called segregation game that actually happened on this.
We got to chill with the term victim. No one's a victim here of the segregation game, although the segregation game does sound pretty funny. I don't think they're victims because they weren't like actually being accosted or spat at or had to drink from different fountains. Unless they were. Let's read on. If they made them drink from different fountains and use different bathrooms, a parent who spoke off camera to Fox 5 shared that her African-American daughter was a victim of the so-called segregation game. She reported that the involved students did apologize, but Principal Brainrot did not. Fourth grade students took place on the playground after school hours. Okay, wait. Her daughter was told by several white students that she couldn't play with them or enter an imaginary schoolhouse on the playground because she was black. This was reportedly part of a segregation game they were playing. Oh, so this wasn't organized by the school. Okay, I thought this was part of like a fourth grade, guys, let's learn about apartheid. Let's learn about Jim Crow laws. We're going to play a segregation game. No, this is the kids playing a... Oh, man. Hey, guys, kids will be kids. You know, kids, guys, you remember when you played the segregation game when you were a kid? Several minority children were allegedly excluded from playing based on the segregation game. Yeah, so this was not part of a school-sanctioned event. So this was not a learning opportunity. This was kids being kids. Guys, kids will be kids. Let them play. Let them play. That's funny. But it is nothing. Nothing compares to this next article. And I'm going to tell you right now, before I read this next article, it is completely true. This is a real life article. And I mean, we are in a Black Mirror sci-fi situation right now, in the funniest way possible.
Cidade mais ali do Javari.
This is in a different language. Great. Remote. Okay, I'll just read it. Remote Amazon tribe finally connects to the internet, only to wind up hooked on porn and social media. So Tesla gave them. So Elon Musk hooked up this tribe, this remote tribe that has no contact to the outside world, in the middle of the Amazon. The Amazon where snakes grow to the size of, cars, and they can eat people whole. I saw this recently in the Amazon. They were wondering where this missing woman was, and they said, hey, that snake is really huge. That 16-foot snake is huge. Let's cut it open. They cut it open and just see her face there. Guys, that is a place where humans should not be. If there's a snake that can eat you whole, like you're a rabbit, that is not a place that you should be. That place should be, and guys, this might sound bad, but we might need to completely nuke the Amazon rainforest. I know there's a lot of... the Amazon rainforest is so dangerous that there are species that we don't even know exist because people will, like, see it and die. They just... There's like 1 billion different species of bug in the water in the Amazon River. Like, you go in the river, there's fish that will swim up your penis and like expand and pop your dick. Like, it's an alien planet. It's an alien planet that no one should live at. But the contrast between living in the Amazon, which is a hellscape, alien planet, and then Elon Musk says, hey guys, we're going to give you Starlink. So they get Starlink, and now they're connected to the internet. What happens when they connect to the internet? Well, according to Simano Marubo, this guy, Marubo, let's call him that, 73, told, when it arrived, everyone was happy, but now things have gotten worse. Young people have gotten lazy because of the internet. They're learning the ways of the white people. Indeed. The Marubo tribe are a chaste tribe who even frown upon kissing in public. But Alfredo Marubo, all Marubo use the same last name, said he is anxious that the arrival of the service which delivers super fast internet to far-flung corners of the planet has been billed as a game changer by Mr. Musk, could upend standards of decorum. Alfredo said many of the young Marubo have been sharing porn videos in group chats, and he has already observed more aggressive sexual behavior in some of them. So these, I mean, these people are addicted. I mean, they're getting it's honestly a good case study on how fast the internet destroys a society. You can take the society that has had little to no contact with the outside world. They fish, they hunt. That's their jobs. You have two jobs when you grow up. You're a woman, which you make baskets and pots out of clay, I assume, or you're a man and you fish or you hunt. You have two jobs: fish or hunt, right? Or you're a woman. In that case, you basket weave and make pots. I assume this is what's happening there. If you introduce the internet to a place that only has 4 jobs, making baskets, making pots, hunting, and fishing, those 4 jobs, and honestly, these people have sick necklaces, so probably there's someone out there making necklaces. When you have a place that only has 4 jobs and you introduce the internet, how fast do things completely fall apart? They're going to have kids starting to kill themselves because other kids are going to bully them in their own tribe. There's probably 40 people in this tribe. It's probably a tribe of 50 people, maybe, right? Tribes can't get that big. You can't feed that many people. It's probably 50 people. They're going to have kids. I mean, cyberbully. Imagine being cyberbullied by someone in your own tribe. You're like, bro, we have the same last name. Everyone here has the last name Marubo. They're going to, but so apparently they're all, we're worried young people are going to want to try it. He's talking about the videos. These people are hopelessly addicted to internet porn. Almost instantly. It's crazy. He said of the kinky sex acts they've suddenly been exposed to on the screen, everyone is so connected that sometimes they don't even talk to their own family. Oh, man. Starlink works by connecting antennas. Sorry, my microphone got unplugged. So Starlink works by collecting low-orbiting satellites through antennas. Blah, 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 blah. Look at how happy she is. This is her. She's happy that they're getting Starlink. She's holding it up. She's smiling next to the tribe. Little does she know, in about 15 days, her entire family will hate her and constantly flame her in a private group chat that she's not part of. Tribespeople become so addicted that Marubo leaders, fearing that history and culture, which is passed down only orally, could be lost forever. They have now limited access to the internet for 2 hours each morning, 5 hours in the evening, and all day on Sunday. God, the amount of masturbation that's happening on Sunday, on the Lord's Day. You give unlimited access on Sunday, the Lord's Day. Jesus. And this isn't normal porn. Like, these people are getting involved in internet pornography at its most depraved, its most sinister. And this is what they went from, what did this guy say? They went from frowning upon kissing in public to watching someone stand on someone's head while they're being railed. This is and this guy, he's old and he's like, I don't even know what to do, because this is like, they've invited a demon, a literal demon, into the Elon Musk. Like, what are you doing? First off, Elon Musk is giving tribes giving tribes internet for fun? Like, what did he gain from this? Obviously, this must be just for fun. And now, look, and now this tribe, I guarantee you, someone's going to start an OnlyFans in this tribe. Someone's going to try to, like, start a YouTube channel. Now that they have the internet, this tribe is completely ruined. They are completely ruined. They're going to start doing Mr. Beast challenges. Hey guys, this is who can survive coiled with a boa constrictor around their neck the longest. Mr. Beast challenge. That I mean, this is. I mean, I want to stay up to date, and I mean up to date. Like, I want to live stream 24/7 of what's going on in the Marubo tribe. Like, they need to make this a reality TV show yesterday. Let me see what's going on with the Marubo tribe. I want interviews daily with this guy. What's going on? What type of? I mean, I want to know what type of porn they're watching, because that, I mean, it cannot be normal. It cannot be normal. Like, the amount of, like, the weird kinks that these people will develop. Like, they have probably, like, weird snake or like mosquito kinks. Like, I don't even know what type of kinks they could possibly develop, but it's going to be bad. But I'm sorry that they got introduced to the internet. The internet is not a fun place for a completely isolated society to have. So she believes anxiety about the internet are inflated, and that assets that the most tribes people wanted and deserved access to the World Wide Web. So, I mean, this person, there's like evil people out there that think that giving people the internet is for their best interest. Like, going out there and giving remote tribes internet access is the best case scenario. Hey guys, you guys got to start businesses. You guys got to get out there. You guys are centuries behind right now. You guys have to catch up fast. These guys are living in straw huts. This guy's house is made of palm trees and dirt. And I mean that in the most sincere way possible. Palm trees and dirt. And you're giving this guy internet access, and you're asking him to join the World Wide Web. What do you expect him to do? Start an online dropshipping business? That's not going to happen. They're going to instantly start doom scrolling Instagram, doom scrolling TikTok, doom scrolling. I mean, God, Jesus. They better require ID Pornhub on the Marubo tribe. God. Oh my God. It's just such an isolated. It's just such a distilled and isolated vacuum of the effect of internet in an instant. Like, this seems to happen. If you give someone internet, bad things will happen. Like, in 2 years, they're going to have people start killing themselves just because they're lonely. In a 40-person tribe, you start getting lonely. That's how bad the internet is. In a tribe of 50 people, you become lonely. You guys all have the same last name, and you become lonely because you have the internet. These people are going to start podcasts. Oh God, these people are going to start their Marubo tribe podcast and upload it onto the internet, and it will do numbers, and it will do good. I mean, these people have bones sticking out of their nose, and now they have the internet. Oh man, when I saw that, I didn't believe it at first. It's one of those headlines that you just don't believe. You're like, a once remote African tribe, Amazon tribe, has become addicted to Pornhub. But of course, that's exactly what will happen if you give them the internet. They know nothing about the internet. I mean, imagine the first guy who found that out. I always think about that, like, if you go back in time and you give someone from the Victorian era, like a Skittle, like a sour Skittle, and you just watch what happens to them. Like, do they have a seizure? Do they die? Do they die right there? What happens to someone? What happens to someone in the Victorian era that you give a warhead to? You give a warhead to someone in the Victorian era, they're going to kill you. They're going to think that you're doing witchcraft on them to make them, pucker their face. They're going to run from it. They think it's a violent weapon. If you bring someone a Big Mac in the Victorian era, I don't even know how long ago Victorian was, but I imagine like stagecoaches and people riding in horse and buggy. And you bring someone a Big Mac and you hand them the Big Mac and they take a bite out of it, I think that they would combust immediately. like they would go into instant cardiac arrest. Like, they aren't built for that. They aren't built for food made from the main ingredient of the food being chemical, like a chemical that's like made in a lab. All that food is like growth, like a chemical growth. Built a bun. They built a bun out of chemicals. And then they built a patty out of chemicals. And then the cheese is built from an enzyme that's a chemical that uses chemical. Like, everything is just like weird laboratory tested. There's some white room that they're growing meat in, or they're growing buns, or they're growing wheat, like fake weird wheat that they use to make buns. Like, you can leave a burger out. You could leave the burger in the Victorian era, go back to the future, and the burger would still be there. But that's beyond the point. What my main point is, it's funny to go to like untainted humanity. Go back to untainted humanity and not even show them, but just push onto them the horrors of reality. Just give it to them all at once. The internet, and just like the Matrix, they're like, ugh! They just plug the Ethernet cable right into the back of their skull, and they're just endlessly. They start becoming like super radicalized. They become right-wing radicalists. They start becoming Trump fans. They start ordering, like, I can imagine that Amazon Prime being like, whoa, they go down the right wing, like for no reason. They don't even know what America is, but just because the internet is the internet, they end up watching like Ben Shapiro, and then they watch they watch Andrew Tate. And then they're getting really into like the manosphere, and then they're like, well, now all women, and then you've completely corrupted this entire civilization to believe like now they're walking around in like Peaky Blinders. This is why we need to be keeping an eye on the Marubo tribe 24/7. Like, they're going through evolution in real time. Like, it needs to be studied 24/7. Like, they're going to start getting textiles. They're going to go through the Industrial Revolution. They're going to start putting up, like, giant coal-producing mines. And all of a sudden, you're going to have, like, a Carnegie Marubo who has a big white mutton chops, and then he's, like, hiring slaves. They make slaves out of each other. It's, like, a completely isolated American... This is what I want to see. Like, a completely... The entire run of humanity... squeezed between the month of between July and December. By December, they're caught up to us. They have Fortune 500 companies. They have people, they have Chipotle's there, but their own Chipotle Marubo, where they have like they're scooping. People are getting mad that they're not scooping enough bugs into their meal. Like that's where I want them to be at the end by December of this year, because they have the internet. All right, let's continue on with the news. IKEA is opening a new store in Roblox, and you could be paid to work there. Launching June 24th, the Coworker game will allow players to experience working in IKEA's virtual universe. Fans will be able to live their home furnishing dreams and get paid for it, with a limited number of paid roles available. Applications for paid roles will open Sunday, June 16th, and you better know I'm going to try to get paid to play Roblox. Hey, boss, I'm putting in my 2 weeks notice. Oh, did you get a job? Yeah, I mean, kind of. Oh, what are you doing? Oh, well, you know Roblox? Y- yes. Yeah, I think my daughter plays Roblox. Yeah, well, I'm gonna be a worker inside one of those Roblox games. Like, imagine explaining that to someone. They just shoot themselves on the spot. IKEA has unveiled a first look at the Coworker game, a virtual experience coming to Roblox on June 24th. An immersive experience gives players the opportunity to experience IKEA's unique approach to careers where non-linear career journeys are the norm and lateral moves across departments are the commonplace. That seems kind of dystopian. Guys, we're looking at a awesome future where there's no growth and only lateral moves. You'll never leave whatever class you're born into, you'll never leave. As well as being the brand's first foray into the mainstream gaming, the virtual store will give people a chance to immerse themselves in the working world of IKEA with limited number of paid virtual coworker roles available. I mean, Jesus. I mean, and this is the exact kind of job that someone gets, and you hear them talking about it in like a coffee shop. They're like, "Yeah, I got a virtual job. I get to work from home." They're working from the coffee shop. They're just chatting with someone. They're like, "Yeah, this is my job. I'm a cashier at IKEA. I work full time." And they're like, "Why aren't you there right now?" "Oh, I am there. It's on my laptop. I'm in the game." Oh. You just become like, it just hits you all at once that we're in hell. It just hits you all at once. You're like, oh, you're working from home, and you're in the game. You're playing, and there's people that are paying for items in the game, right? So they're shopping for fake items. Yeah, I got reprimanded last week because I didn't give someone exact change. Yeah, I'm kind of on a short leash right now, so I got to stay focused. And you're like, no, but yeah, but it's in the game, right? And then the girl's like, yeah, yeah. Sometimes I play at the pool. Sometimes, sometimes I just leave my mouse going and I'm just walking in circles. And they're like, why is that worker walking in circles? And you're like, no, but it's in the game. Your job is your job is a video game. And then the person just looks at you and they're like, yes. And then you look at her and you blow your brains out on the spot because you realize that you're living in hell. You're living in a fake world. I mean, we might be living in a virtual reality because what's happening here is it shouldn't ever exist. Shouldn't exist. This IKEA, a store in IKEA, people being paid to play Roblox IKEA, to work at IKEA in Roblox shouldn't exist. We're excited to launch paid work on Roblox to showcase how we do careers differently, bringing our unique career philosophy to life. At IKEA, there is no route to career progression. Our coworkers are able to change roles, switch departments, and grow in any direction they choose, both in the game and in real world. There are many ways to learn how to grow at IKEA, and that's what IKEA on Roblox is about. They've explained this twice now, and I don't really even get it. God, should I play this game when it comes out? God. I mean, these are like real life NPCs. Imagine your job being a real life NPC. I think I remember some company said they were going to do real life NPCs and like hire just Filipinos to be the NPC and just like type messages back because I guess apparently it's easier than hiring someone to do a job of building an AI. Like you could build your own AI or you could hire a real life NPC to do it for you. All right, let's continue.
So the Biden campaign wants to build.
I really don't even have commentary for this next bit. I don't have commentary. This is Stephen Colbert. I believe this is real. This is one of those moments where you Stephen Colbert, he's obviously a retard lib, a libtard in maybe the truest sense possible. He did an entire song about getting the vax. Like the dude's cooked. He's fried. His brain is fried up, sizzling. This is your brain on drugs. He's cooked. Or maybe he's just being paid a lot of money. In that case, get your bag, bro. I'm just gonna play the video because it's one of those things that's like, it's so horrific that time slows down.
Build on the new viral trend of hand grandpa the phone, because reportedly they're looking for a meme page manager.
The Biden campaign is looking for a meme page manager.
So look forward to some hot new Biden social content like Ermagerd Trumpers Hurtler. ICANN has youth votes. And of course, for the very online, Skibbity Biden.
Skibbity Biden. Skibbity Biden. Skibbity Biden. Joe. Skibbity Biden. Hitler's language. Trump is using Hitler's language. Trump is using Hitler's language. Skibbity.
I want to marinate in that for a little bit because I do have goosebumps. I do have goosebumps right now, and they're going down the back of my neck. They're on my knees. I feel them in my toes. It's full body shivers from the state of politics. We have Stephen Colbert doing a skibbity toilet. I don't even realize, like, my brain, I can't comprehend. I cannot compute this. So, oh my God, like, we're doomed. It's over, everyone. It is over. It has been over for a long time. Everyone says the world's ending. No, the world ended probably 60 years ago. The world ended probably 60 years ago. We're just kind of like dancing through it. We're just dancing through it. And that's all you really can do. You can laugh, you can dance, you can be jolly, you can just laugh at it. You have to just laugh at it. You have to laugh at what's happening because they made a skibbity toilet remix of Joe Biden roasting Donald Trump. I don't want to call for any sort of like public violence against Stephen Colbert, but this probably wasn't his idea. He probably had some retard, some girl in a coffee shop, probably some team. There's a team of people that thought Skibbity Biden was going to be, that was good. A team of people that think they're really funny. And they're like, guys, let's do Skibbity Biden. Now, let's say Skibbity. Let's have Skibbity Biden say, guys, do you realize the words I'm saying? I don't want to be saying the words I'm saying. They had Skibbity Biden say that Trump is using Hitler's language. They're making political statements through a meme that's built for children whose brains are rotted to make political statements. If you ever thought any of this was, if you ever thought to take any of this seriously, like if you ever thought that your vote is important, that things will get better, or that things really mattered, but outside of you and what's in your head and what's in your body and what's in your heart and your soul, if you ever thought there's anything beyond that, this should prove otherwise. Because there really is nothing beyond those three things. What's in your mind, what's in your heart, what's in your soul. You need to just focus on you. These next 4 years, whoever wins, Joe Biden, Trump, doesn't matter. You've got to, you got to back away from that. Look at it from an outside perspective, an uninvolved perspective, because it really doesn't. It's a joke. It's all a joke, right? You've got to remove yourself from that. Completely remove yourself from that. And you've got to look inward. It's going to be the next 4 years for people that are able to do this. You've got to look inward, and you have to look inward. I mean, you can't get involved with this stuff. You can't be on Facebook. Like the old people that are on Facebook, it's over. It's too late for them. They got to. That's like a god. They're like the Marubo tribe. The old people with Facebook is like the Marubo tribe. They're addicted to like sharing minion memes saying, Trump, support Israel. They're sharing minion memes of supporting Israel. Like what is, because it's over for the boomers. The boomers are, and guys, really, they don't have much time up. They don't really have much time left. So that clock is really ticking on there. I mean, just look at Biden. Biden's like, he's like melting. He's melting on camera. But it's these next 4 years, and I'm serious about this. You've got to take a step backwards and just observe. Completely disregard. It doesn't matter. What happens never matters. It will never affect you personally. It won't affect you personally. Your taxes may go up by a couple $100. It doesn't matter. Don't pay them. Who cares? That's not legal advice. I'm not financial advice, but you know how it is. Things are beyond broken. Things are beyond broken. So don't even care. Don't even care. Ever. Oh man. I mean, the Skibbity Biden really just broke my brain. I'm sorry guys. We got to get into some TikTok time because I don't even want to say that's like, it's not apocalyptic because it's not dystopian because it's not really even like bad. There's nothing inherently bad about Skibbity Biden. It's just what it represents. It's just the vibe you get from it is not good. There's no good vibe from Skibbity Biden. Okay, let's watch our first TikTok. This is a couple getting married inside of a Wendy's, which is wholesome. If you think this is anything but wholesome, you're a bad person. So they've cleared out a few tables here in the Wendy's. And they've created a couple rows with the chairs. They've got a person who I don't think can legally officiate a wedding, but he is. The first man wearing his Carhartt boot or, his Carhartt jacket. Wedding attire is a white dress, and this man with his boots, jeans, t-shirt, and cowboy hat. So I love that. This is in a Wendy's. Wedding in a Wendy's. You can hear the machine going off in the background. They just got an online order. Imagine door dashing and you show up to this. You show up to pick up a DoorDash. You're like, oh, my bad. I didn't know I was interrupting a wedding. And they're like, no, you're good. Come on in. What's the name on that order? And you're like, Matt. Okay, yeah, here it is. Here's your to-go. Like, are they having a full-on wedding there? And like, dude, yeah, show a little bit of respect. Woo! You may now kiss the bride. This is what happened. There are places in the country, and if you've ever driven, driving places is almost terrifying now because you drive through places that are so deserted, you wonder who lives here. And it's like you drive through Kansas and you go through parts of Kansas that have a population of like 100 people. It's like flat. You see trees. You drive down streets and you wonder who populates this area. What populates this area? And it's sort of these people who, I mean, I can't even describe these people. They're just nebulous. Like they're all just kind of, they are there and they will never leave there. They're built for that zone. You know them. You see them walk into like a Casey's or whatever, or a come and go while you're driving through Kansas, and you're like, man, this is where you are forever. It's kind of sad to watch, but it's like, it's sad to think, and it's sad to see. Really, it is sad to see, but it's like this is what it is. Just the middle of a population of 300 in the middle of Kansas, having a wedding in a Wendy's, and it's beautiful. It is beautiful. Let's go. Got married in a Wendy's, and the crazy thing is, I think that's the second wedding I saw on TikTok of someone in a public setting. I think the other one was like a McDonald's wedding, which is gonna be the new Vegas wedding. I think it's like, okay. I gotta give some backstory on this next TikTok. So this next TikTok, Chipotle. There's been a huge rush, a huge push against Chipotle because of their sizes. And I've said this before, and I'm not gonna take credit for doing this because I'm not famous enough for that. But the sizes on Chipotle are so varied and inconsistent that there's been a huge call out on Chipotle that a call out big enough that the CEO himself had to respond. So here's the CEO.
First, I can tell you the portion.
The CEO responding to the hate that he's gotten on TikTok. So this is literally the CEO of Chipotle, who is, by the way, just a white dude.
First, I can tell you the portions have not gotten smaller. One of the things I think it's great about Chipotle is if you come into the restaurant and you want a little more rice or you want a little more pico, all you got to do is kind of like, and usually our guys and women give them a little more scoop. You know, we always want to give people big portions that get them excited about the food.
So there's this trend that popped up on TikTok that this guy's not happy about because he won't be able to buy a yacht next year. And won't be able to go on his 40-day vacation or whatever to Turks and Caicos, where he spends $30,000 in food, and jet skis and stuff like that. So he won't be able to do that next year because people started this trend where you go to Chipotle and you film at Chipotle, and if you don't like the portion that you get, you just walk out because they're making your bowl there, and they can't. Guys, once they put the chicken on the rice and then they pour salsa on it and you don't like the amount of chicken, you can walk out, and then they can't separate the chicken from the rice, so they're stuck. They can't separate the bean juice off the chicken and off the rice, so they have to throw that away. So if you don't like your portions, you can just leave. It's not stealing because they haven't even really made it yet. It's not yours yet, really. You're just watching it get made. So this was the trend, to go to Chipotle's and be like, can I get some chicken? And then you watch them give like a tiny scoop of chicken. You're like, can I get a real portion of chicken? And then they give a little bit more. They always grab like 2 more pieces of chicken. And you're like, all right, I'm out of here. And then you just leave. And so people have been doing that. And Chipotle, the CEO got pissed off. So this guy, he had to come out and say, hey guys, if you want more, just do this. And if you're not watching, he just tilted his head just like slightly, like I'd say 30 degrees. This much, 15 degrees from center. What is that? Like 45 degrees? I guess so your head straight up, he turned it 15 degrees to the left. And that tells the employee that you want more chicken.
And usually our guys and women give them a little more scoop. We always want to give people big portions that get them excited about the food. It's kind of who we are. I mean, these are big burritos, these are big bowls. Our goal is to give people great
also, he
experience.
says that the portion sizes have never gone down. They have 100% gone down. I used to get a burrito bowl. I would split it with my girlfriend, and we would both feel full afterwards. Now we not even close to full. We're like, where's the rest of the food? Like the rice, I feel like they used to scoop rice and it used to give like a 1-inch layer on the bottom of the bowl. And now it's like, doesn't even reach the edges of the bowl. They have to like spread it out. It's bad.
Now, if you want double the amount of meat, you got to pay for it. But yeah, our goal is to get people really excited about what I believe is really delicious food.
Yeah. Thank you. So he went on a bit of a tour. The CEO of Chipotle is in cleanup mode. So now he's talking to this guy, which I believe this guy's like some sort of like stocks guru.
Obviously, we've got this TikTok troubles, I would say, where some people are filming and some people are saying, hey, listen, give me, I want something big. What leverage does a customer have over a very seasoned worker who wants to do the right thing for the company? And
saying that a worker wants to do the right thing for the company is just, I mean, kind of crazy talk. This guy works at Chipotle. I understand if you want to do the right thing for a company and you're like some sort of an executive or whatever, and you have some stake in the company, but these people, you're working at Chipotle. Like my brother used to work at Qdoba, which is like Chipotle, the competitor, Qdoba. And I would walk in there and he would be like, he would load me up with a bowl and he's like, hey man, enjoy the chips and salsa. And he would bring it up as chips and salsa. Like these are the types of, and I respect my brother for that. I respect him because you're working at Qdoba. You're not building a career out of Chipotle. That's somewhere where you work while you're going to college, or you're, in between jobs, or on the job search, or maybe you're just trying to, chill for a bit, right? It's like a part-time gig. You don't owe anything to Chipotle. You don't owe anything to Chipotle when you're working there. So the fact that this guy's talking about wanting to do the right thing for the company.
Worker who wants to do the right thing for the company and right thing for the customer.
Yeah, I mean, look, the whole thing is kind of crazy to me.
It is.
We've always said we want to give people great portions. We want to give them what they want. And our team members.
You've not shrunk the portions.
No, we never have. Like from the beginning of time with Chipotle, I think there were billboards that said burritos as big as your head. Like that's never changed. And our teams, they are focused on giving people what they want.
Dude, I remember I would get burritos so big they would have to like get a second burrito to like help wrap it fully. Like it would start busting at the seams. Now it's like they wrap it easily.
The whole thing's a little silly. It actually kind of really bums me out when people, frankly, do this videoing thing because it's like.
And also, this trend ultimately culminated in the idea that if you go to a Chipotle with your phone out, all you need to do is have your phone out, and the employee knows that they might end up on TikTok, so they will give you more food. So. Honestly, all you have to do if you want more food at Chipotle, just go to Chipotle with your camera out like this, preferably with the flashlight on, and just do this inside of the Chipotle, right in the employee's face, right over the glass, and just ask for chicken. And with your flashlight on, they'll think that you're recording, or maybe you do record them, and then you'll get your money's worth.
We do this videoing thing because it's like. It's a little rude to our team members. And, our team members, their desire is to give our customer a great experience. Like, that's what they want to do. There's nothing better than our team members giving people the bowl or the burrito that they want. And so, hopefully that's what people are getting.
Yeah, so, I mean, this is another CEO being an absolute dipshit. I mean, you didn't really, honestly, if you're a CEO and you're having issues with people recording because they're not getting enough food, just don't even respond. Just do not even respond. Just let it blow over. If you're guys, for the CEOs out there, just stay silent. Be a complete Warren Buffett, where you just like never come out of your hole in Idaho. That's what I would do if I was a CEO. Just never show your face. Why? Why would you show your face? You have $1 billion. For $1 billion, you have to pay me to show my face. Sorry. If I have $1 billion, I'm not coming out. I'm never coming out of my mansion if I have $1 billion. Ever. Everything's getting delivered. If I want to watch a movie, I'll watch it inside of my theater room inside of my mansion. If I want to play, whatever. If I want to fly my plane, look like this, like Taylor Swift. Look, if I want to go somewhere, I'll fly from my private jet that's parked in my garage.
Taylor Swift has officially set the world record for shortest flight in a private jet. She took off from Los Angeles International Airport, and this flight is only 4 miles long, an actual record.
So Taylor Swift, one of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, Truly one of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. Death rides upon swift wings, and Taylor Swift is one of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. She took a 45-second flight, a 4-mile flight, and this guy tracked the flight in a flight simulator so we can see it in real time. So the clock is ticking.
Flight is only 4 miles long, an actual record. 4 miles is literally a walkable distance. Obviously, Taylor Swift cannot be seen walking on the streets of LA. So with 5 p.m. traffic, this would have been a 5 to 10 minute drive. So she's almost losing time by taking this flight. It's almost like they're trying to ruin the environment. But comment if you guys would.
So it would take 5 to 10 minutes to drive, but she wanted to save 5 minutes, so she flew.
Ever take this flight, and do you guys think it's worth it to save 5 to 10 minutes of driving? And the only true problem I have with Taylor Swift, in the past she has publicly talked about global warming and the steps we can do to save our planet when she's literally taking a 40-second flight. And another super sad.
I saw this video of Taylor Swift's flights of 2024, and it's like her bouncing around all of the United States. And she flew like 400 times in the span of like 100 days. Like she's done more to harm the environment than I think an entire generation of like my family tree as one person.
In fact, this whole flight fits in this TikTok video. Taylor could press play on the video as she takes off, and when she lands, it would be an accurate time. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are already landing.
She's already there. So 45 seconds. Pretty much at the runway, which is awesome. I mean, that's pretty much all the TikToks I had for today. Guys, once again, thank you for being chill with the late episode. If you enjoyed this episode, please share with a friend. If you didn't, tell me why you didn't in the description below, or message me privately or openly anywhere on TikTok, on Instagram. Find me there. That being said, thank you for listening. Goodbye.